Okay, welcome to week 4 of the 2024 to 2025 season. First up, the Cowboys taking on the Giants. Dak Prescott against Daniel Jones. How about them Cowboys? I'm taking the Cowboys over the Giants. Up next is the Bengals versus the Panthers. Joe Burrow against Andy Dalton. I'm taking the Bengals over the Panthers. Up next is the Broncos taking on the Jets. Bo Nix against Aaron Rodgers. Jets. I'm taking the Jets over the Broncos. Up next is the Jaguars versus the Texans. Trevor Lawrence against CJ Stroud. I'm taking the Texans over the Jags. Up next is the Rams versus the Bears. Matthew Stafford against Caleb Williams. I'm taking the Rams over the Bears. Next up, the Vikings against the Packers. Sam Darnold against Malik Willis. I'm taking the Vikings over the Packers. Up next is the Saints versus the Falcons. Derek Carr against Kirk Cousins. I'm taking the Saints over the Falcons. Up next is the Eagles versus the Buccaneers. Jalen Hurts against Baker Mayfield. I'm taking the Buccaneers over the Eagles. Up next is the Steelers against the Colts. Justin Fields against Anthony Richardson. I'm taking the Steelers over the Colts. Go Steelers. Up next, the Patriots versus the 49ers. Jacoby Brissett against Brock Purdy. I'm taking the Niners over the Patriots. Up next is the Washington Commanders versus the Cardinals. Jaden Daniels against Kyler Murray. I'm taking the Commanders over the Cardinals. Up next is the Browns against the Raiders. Deshaun Watson against Gardner Minshew. I'm going with the Las Vegas Raiders over the Browns. Up next is the Chiefs against the Chargers. Patrick Mahomes against Taylor Heinicke. How about them Chiefs? I'm taking the Chiefs over the Chargers. Up next is the Bills against the Ravens. Josh Allen against Lamar Jackson. I'm going with the Bills over the Ravens. Up next is the Titans against the Dolphins. Will Levis against Skylar Thompson. I'm taking the Dolphins over the Titans. And finally, we got the Seahawks against the Lions. Geno Smith against Jared Goff. I'm taking the Lions over the Seahawks. Recap: Cowboys, Bengals, Jets, Texans, Rams, Vikings, Saints, Buccaneers, Steelers, 49ers, Commanders, Raiders, Chiefs, Bills, Dolphins, and Lions. That's all for now. That's all for this week. See you next week. End of video.